Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Hugo Girl, a podcast in which we talk about Hugo award-winning books, some other stuff, and are often funny about it. I am Amy.
I'm Lori.
I'm Haley.
And today we are talking about Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Well, to be more precise, it's Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, based on the novel Push by Sapphire.
In case you forgot who wrote it, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Do we have any important off-the-top things?
I would like to mention a couple of emails that I found very funny. So we heard from listener Mac Lindsay, who I had the pleasure of meeting at North Lake Mall at a small convention a few months ago, and I also ran into him in the airport in Seattle. And he wrote us a long email, so I'm going to summarize and read my favorite part. So he said, I've thoroughly enjoyed your podcast since I've read most of the Hugo-winning novels and many of the nominees. I don't have to worry about spoilers. I find you all to be witty and mainly good-natured. I like that backhand. It's true. It's true. Sometimes, and then he says, sometimes strong criticism is justified.
Not all the time.
I find when I disagree with some or all of you, it is generally due to three reasons, two of which would have been obvious to Lori. I am a man and you are women. I am significantly older, and I am a physicist rather than a lawyer. And then he has a little discussion of those 3 points. And then, next paragraph. None of this explains why you are so enamored with Dan Simmons, the Terror. Ouch. I enjoy much of his work. I had to force myself to finish it over several months. There's only so much I can read about freezing oilskins and maggoty food.
Well, I'll tell you, Mac. I think a lot of our love comes from its proximity to the Franklin expedition.
Yeah.
I can't get enough of it.
I also will tell you that our episode on it calls it our problematic fave. We are aware that it's not good.
Mac's complaint is about the freezing oilskins and maggoty food, and I would submit that that is actually why we like it.
Verisimilitude, baby.
Every January, I reread it when it's cold outside, and I can't wait to be like in that claustrophobic Orlop deck with the maggoty food.
I have on my
Staving
calendar
off scurry.
every year a reminder for the day that the Franklin expedition set sail. I also have Crozier's birthday on my calendar for some reason. I don't
remember
know why.
when you put that on there.
That's weird. That's a little weird.
That's like, no, it's not. That's like...
Well, it's weird because we don't celebrate it. You gonna keep that a secret? I didn't know you were celebrating his birthday.
I will let you know.
She's acknowledging his birthday. It's October 17th, is it not?
Yes, I was going to say, I think it's coming up.
You know, I noticed I get those emails from the Terror Camp Command.
Me too.
There's like
they had a thing today, actually.
They have meetups in different cities. I think we should host one.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh my gosh.
So I'll email them and we can like have like something in a park.
Write that down so you don't forget you said.
Oh, I'm gonna forget it.
Yes,
That would be fun.
I am all in on that. Okay, so I loved that email. I thought it was hilarious.
It's so good.
And then we also got an email from Andrew Love, and then he sent a postscript after his first email and said that he just heard one of the episodes that mentioned some favorite horse books. And he said, I've been to Chincoteague because of Misty and read Born to Trot and The Black Stallion 2 and realized that you might not be aware of an interesting crossover work, Walter Farley's science fiction horse book, The Island Stallion Races, featuring
Andrew.
aliens who love horse racing.
The road to our heart is through science fiction horses.
I mean, my heart.
Also, that's the first man I've ever heard of reading a horse book. I'm very impressed.
I love it.
Oh, I love a guy horse girl. That's what this podcast's all about.
Horse girl is not a gender.
No.
Right?
It's a state of mind.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, we should get crack-a-lackin' on this Dracula.
Oh, one thing I was going to say is I finally started catching up in the Octorp Hugo Girl group chat.
Oh, yeah.
I was scrolling through the pictures and several of them were of horses. It's like, I know who lives in this chat.
Really? Am I posting horses in there?
I think most of them were from
I'm
when
not.
you went to Chincoteague.
Oh,
You're going way back.
There were some other ones.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God,
was
you
just-
did
I
go
was
way
just scrolling
back.
I mean, you can look at them in a grid. It's not like...
That was 2.5 years ago.
Okay. Dracula.
Oh, that's the count.
1990. That's a one. Came out in 1992. It was robbed in the 1993 Hugos. It was nominated for live action something, but it was...
Best dramatic presentation.
It lost to the Star Trek The Next Generation episode, The Inner Light, which also beat out like Alien 3 and like one other thing that was pretty noteworthy. I was like, that must be a really good episode of Star Trek Next Generation. I could not remember what it was off the top of my head, so that's where we're leaving that. It did, however, win Oscars for costume, makeup, and hair, and sound editing.
No acting.
No acting. All 3 British actors were busy, so they got Keanu Reeves. So the next part is supposed to be plot summary, and I've been struggling with this because I have a whole plot summary written out.
It's so big, y'all.
Or we could just leave it at, it's Dracula. I think we all know basically the plot of Dracula.
You know Dracula.
Well, since we have a little bit of a time crunch, maybe we should leave it at it's Dracula.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
No plot summary
listen, if
for
that's
you.
your emotional support plot summary, then I say you do it.
I'll tell you, let me just read it.
Follow your heart.
Some people may not know.
I can push some time.
No, some people may not know.
Yeah.
In 1462, Count Dracula fights against the Ottoman Empire and comes home to find that his wife Elisabetta has dramatically flung herself off of the castle to her death, thinking that he was dead. Not to be outdone, Dracula very dramatically curses himself to walk the earth for eternity. Fast forward 400 years. Recently graduated solicitor Jonathan Harker goes on his first business trip to Romania to have Dracula sign some legal documents. While there, Dracula sees that Jonathan... This is just another example of how the best horror and sci-fi is based around legal documents.
It's the funniest premise.
Dracula sees that Jonathan is engaged to Mina and that Mina looks a lot like Elisabetta. So Dracula imprisons Jonathan in horny jail with Dracula's 3 hot vampire brides and then boards the ill-fated Demeter to London. First, Dracula turns himself hot by enthralling Mina's hot friend Lucy and drinking her blood. Once Dracula is hot, he gently stalks Mina until she loves him. Because of the blood-drinking situation, things aren't going great for Lucy. Her 3 boyfriends are worried about her, so one of them calls chaotic good Van Helsing to help. Van Helsing convinces the boyfriend trio that Lucy is undead and they all go to her crypt to kill her, but they almost can't because she's still hot. Meanwhile, Jonathan escapes from Vamptress horny jail and Mina goes to Romania to marry him, which is great. On the way, she dramatically throws love letters to or from Dracula, unclear, into the sea, and it's awesome. When they get back to London, Van Helsing tells them that Dracula is the vampire, and everyone gets real mad except Mina, who's still secretly in love with him. Jonathan joins the bro trio, and they go with Van Helsing to try to kill Dracula at his house. The trio, for some reason, stashes Mina in the insane asylum across the street because, obviously. The bro trio does burn down Dracula's house, but Dracula turns into a mist and escapes. He gets freaky with Mina, who starts turning into a vampire too, which is sad. Dracula then heads back to Romania with Mina, Van Helsing, and the bro trio, plus Jonathan in hot pursuit. Mina tries to use her vampire wiles on Van Helsing, and he seems into it, but instead he cuts the heads off of the hot vampire ladies and throws their heads in the river. Everyone catches up with Dracula at his castle. After killing a bunch of Romanians who probably didn't deserve it, the team of heroes manage to deal some damage to Dracula, and then Mina finishes him off. Tom Waits is also in the movie.
Yes.
Good job.
Well done.
Did you thought it was sad that she starts to turn into a vampire too?
Well, we don't want her to turn into a vampire.
I feel that she made a very informed choice. She said, "Take me away from all this death." I was actually very moved when she said that.
You're generally supposed... We can get to this, but I think you're generally supposed to think it's not good to be a vampire.
I think it's not
This
good to be
movie's
married to that
different,
wet blanket Jonathan Harker.
Let's put a pin in that.
Okay.
Yeah. The movie is unlike the original novel because she does love him, I think.
Oh, there's a whole section of better book or movie.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Lulz from Letterboxd.
Lulz from Letterboxd, Love from Letterboxd, or Lambast from Letterboxd.
I had lovelies from Letterboxd.
Who's got one?
I've got one. This is from Persia. She gives it 3.5 stars. I'm not even exaggerating. This is the absolute horniest movie in existence. There's an extreme close-up of Keanu Reeves' nipple being lipped. For like 2 minutes.
There's a string of saliva.
The female characters spend about 90% of their screen time moaning. Francis Ford Coppola even tried to make Gary Oldman hot. Absolutely unhinged, essential viewing.
I think Gary Oldman has a hot vibe.
He was only like 35 in this or something. He was young.
Yeah.
I have a 4-star review from Sawa, and it says, "Like this review if you think Dracula's head looks like a butt."
Letterboxd reviews are my current favorite place on the internet.
I have so many written down on my
They're
piece
so
of paper.
good.
I gotta pick one in the next
thinking
2
about
seconds.
the character in Little Nicky that grows boobs on its head. Every time he had those boob buns on top.
He looks like an old lady.
He looks like he should have his hair in a bra.
I have 2. I have 2.
Okay.
That's just the way
Do it.
this is gonna go. Mia Lee Vicino gave it 3.5 stars and said, Robert Pattinson could make Dracula work, but Gary Oldman couldn't make Edward Cullen work.
True.
Oh, I saw that one.
It's true, I think.
Yep.
And then the other one was Lubchansky gave it 4.5 stars and said, I fear that many of Dracula's tricks would be effective on me. There was a similar one that was like, I think this would work on me, but I think I could fix him, which is basically the plot of Twilight.
Oh, I have that one. Okay, so will you indulge me one more?
Yeah.
Yes. Number 1 Gizmo fan gave it 3 stars and says, to be British or not to be British? That is the question I am asking. Keanu, can you please answer me?
Let's just ride that right into what movie does Keanu think he's in?
So I did some research on this. So apparently he was hired because they wanted a matinee idol. Johnny Depp was considered, but thought that there was not enough box office draw. He was exhausted from doing like Point Break and Speed or whatever, or not Speed yet, but like he was apparently exhausted and he tried his best. He really, really did try, y'all.
It doesn't matter a lot. Like I think in the book and in the he's not supposed to be a hero.
He's not, and I think that the bad acting, it goes with the wet blanketiness of
It's
him.
just so sweet.
But if you compare him to Nicholas Hoult and Nosferatu, it's like light years apart.
I have not seen that movie.
Oh my God, you should see it.
My number of Dracula movies that I've seen is actually, I think, probably small in comparison to the number of Dracula movies that are out there.
Oh, well, there's a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
So.
Keanu.
I like how his hair kept getting grayer and grayer, I guess, like from the fright of his ordeal.
I mean, yes. Well, this segues into something else I wanted to talk about, which is, okay. This is
wigs.
Wigs. There's so many wigs in this.
And the wigs are good.
There
Why are the wigs in a movie in 2025 so bad? Yeah. And the 1992 wigs are so good. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Please.
That's okay. I think that we should all take a moment for Gary Oldman's white butt wig.
They hired an opera.
I thought you were going to say his long, beautiful barrel curls.
No.
Those are good, too.
The barrel curls were pretty. That scene
the
where he's
beachy
walking.
waves.
But they hired this woman who had done like opera wigs. So they were like made from scratch and beautifully done.
They're so good. Winona Ryder's hair looks so good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Keanu's bowl cut or not. Is it a wig or is it his 1992 bowl cut?
Could go either way.
I know. The hair is period appropriate for 1992 and not for Dracula.
No.
It looked okay when he put it behind his ears, but when he was like hanging it out.
I thought a lot about Dracula's wig when Jonathan first gets out to Romania, because that castle is suffering. It's not being held together by very much. But Dracula is resplendent.
Who is doing whose buns?
Who's doing his hair? That's what I want to know.
I guess he's
got all of his
he's got a
men.
very fancy braid going down his back, very far. And braids are hard to do. Yeah. And someone's doing his really, really well.
Especially if you have claws.
Could it be the Weird Brides?
That reminds me, what was Dracula doing
hairy palms
from like 1452 to 1897? Was he just hanging out?
Eating people.
Terrorizing the countryside.
Yeah.
But that's it though?
Yeah. Scourging.
Well, he was also, I guess, reading literature and
I've heard about this London
becoming
town.
a man of refinement. In the book, he reads the train tables, the train timetables for London for fun.
Dracula does?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if that's related to the old superstition that if you spill rice in front of a vampire, they've got to stop and count it all.
They have to count it.
Yeah. Oh. Wait, what?
That's like
that's a thing.
superstition.
No, I know, but what in the movie is related to that?
Or no, in the book and to reading the timetable. So just boring counting.
No, he's just obsessed with England. He's obsessed with England.
Like a little minutia of numbers. I can see those.
I think it's a way of like being in the world of the living in a way. It's like, which is also like he does have sort of an obsession with technology in the book and things like that.
But if someone's chasing him, he knows exactly when they're going to arrive and which train he needs to get on to evade them.
Oh, but I was going to mention was, is he going for a horror movie here?
I think so.
The tone of this movie is hard to pin down.
I think there's everything in the kitchen sink, and I like that. It shares that with our favorite book of 2024, The Ministry of Time. It is a blend of genres.
It's no tones and all tones.
I appreciate that it's horror and romance and horny and bromance and zany kind of.
It is a little zany.
The sheer amount of blood. There's some like spooky scenes.
Well, at one point I thought this is the substance amount of blood in one of those scenes.
So this is what I was going to say. Is like at any point watching this movie were you scared, creeped out, grossed out, discomfited?
I've seen it a bunch of times, so I can't. I don't think I can.
I don't think I was
answer that.
I don't think I had a horror vibe when I saw it the first time. I think I was roughly 13, and so all I did was think everybody was hot.
I think it would have scared me if I saw it as a kid.
I've never been scared by a movie as an adult, so I just think they're fun. Yeah.
I mean, some movies definitely freak me out.
Because he does look very scary when he's a giant bat.
Yeah.
When he's the Count in Romania.
He's
In
creepy.
his castle, he's scary looking. The shadows, the detached shadows.
So the detached shadows was a direct homage to, I think, Nosferatu.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
When the shadows would kind of have
They do it
they had
so
a life
much.
of their own. So, yeah, I don't think I was scared watching the movie.
I mean, I hope not.
It was.
You're a grown ass woman.
Yeah. Well, I was just sort of contemplating the nature of horror. What it means to be a horror film, because I think this one is definitely still described as it would be described as a horror film, I think.
But so was like the OG Frankenstein, and that's not scary. So
Right. So, like, do you have to be afraid if it's a horror movie? What
Anna
makes it a
Michelle
horror
told
movie?
me the definition of horror at Armadillo Con, and I don't remember what it was. But she was like, here is a definition. And I was like, oh.
Kevin, what do you think the definition
What'd
of
she
horror
say?
movie is?
Hi. I don't remember the specifics, but it is like the distinction between like horror and terror.
So this is definitely not terror.
Yeah, so like
Terror.
horror doesn't necessarily have to be super frightening. Like a lot of the early like 50s and 60s like gothic horror is just kind of like
This definitely is in that
creepy
vein.
and
Yeah.
there's like creepy and maybe a sense of dread, but it's not like
There was definitely a sense of dread.
Yeah.
Because, like, she's being gently stalked and he's trying to kill people, and poor Lucy is having her whole situation.
it's also hard when there's been a million different versions of it.
Yeah, that's
So.
right. It's like how I felt about Foundation, where I understand why it was a big deal at the time, and now it's not a big deal because I've seen and been immersed in everything that was inspired by
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And I think it's kind of like that. I mean, Dracula is just ubiquitous. There's a breakfast cereal riffing on Dracula. Sesame Street has a Dracula. I think it's just difficult to be scared by it at this point.
So this movie definitely introduced a lot of infused a lot of new stuff into the Dracula lore. So I was reading TV tropes stuff about this movie, and they pointed out that, before this movie, it was basically you could be Bela Lugosi and have your slick back hair and your cape, or you could be Count Orlok. You could be weird
monster.
and ratty.
Do you remember how I had to draw Dracula at Pictionary at Armadillo Con? And I drew a vampire, and people just kept being like, vampire.
And you kept drawing
I
arrows
just kept
pointing
drawing.
at
I kept drawing arrows.
Vampire.
Like I was trying to communicate, like this vampire, not just any vampire. And I just keep
Lizard.
kicking myself for not putting a bow tie on him because I think that would have
you
said.
You need a widow's peak. and
Yes,
bow
a
tie.
widow's peak and a bow tie is what I thought of afterward.
If you drew beachy waves and some cute sunglasses, nobody would guess Dracula. I
No.
don't think.
No.
But this is the first time Dracula was like, I think they called it a warrior scholar, or vampire warrior scholar, or something like that, where he's like,
He's very likable in this. Like,
Yeah.
I was rooting for him the
they
entire
made
time.
him much more sympathetic in this movie.
He's not just a monster. Like,
Yeah.
he's a man. He loves. He's kind.
but he did steal that baby and give it to those women.
I mean, he does horrible things, too.
He screwed her best friend in front of her and then murdered her best friend. I can't get past that.
I think that's a red flag. I think that's a red flag.
It's at least a beige flag.
Yeah.
I can't get past it. Also, I just had a little like galaxy brain moment when I was saying that you can't look at Dracula and like really ask yourself too many questions about it because it's so ubiquitous. The same thing is true of Twilight. You can't watch Twilight.
Yeah.
Twilight did not just fall out of the coconut tree. You can't watch Twilight without also thinking about the eggs looking down from their little special
That's right.
pedestal and all the memes and everything
Now
that
it
came
definitely
after it.
exists in the context it created.
That's why I first watched Twilight, because I wanted to understand more TikTok jokes.
Is there any vampire thing that's like new?
Well, I mean, I think every time they kind of do Dracula, they're trying to.
Would
do
they just
something new,
add
but-
to it, I think.
Well, so like this one definitely added stuff, and it was the closest to the book plot of any of the ones that we had seen up to that point. But it definitely
Plus the sexy
changed
romance.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the Nosferatu movie that came out last year kind of blended every Dracula that had come before it to create something new, which was strange and weird.
I did not care for that movie in large part because I did not feel like it added anything except a big mustache.
I liked it. It was very atmospheric, very
I thought you said you
gothic,
didn't see it.
very. What's that?
I thought you said you didn't see the new Nosferatu.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see. I thought you said. Let's go back to that piece of the conversation because Nicholas Hoult was also in Renfield.
Oh, gotcha.
So Renfield is what I have not seen. Sorry.
yeah.
My
You
brain
said him
scrambled
in
back.
Nosferatu. Oh, he is in Nosferatu, and he's in Renfield.
Yeah, he plays Jonathan Harker.
Well, he loves
Duh.
He loves being in a Dracula
Yeah,
movie.
he does.
Because he's in Renfield with Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
That's the one I have not seen. If that's true, that's Nicolas Cage's second vampire movie.
I was thinking why I like
Vampire's Kiss?
Yes.
yeah. Why I liked the new Nosferatu is because it was visually stunning in a way that this movie
It was
isn't.
beautiful.
Like there's no long shots. In
Hard
this.
disagree on it not being visually stunning, but we can get to that.
Well, it's visually stunning in a different way. Like
Yeah,
there's
yes,
some I mean
yes.
the technology is 30 years advanced, so.
So let's talk about that. So when you're watching this movie, I think if you don't know how the effects were made in this movie and why, it looks very weird and it's a little claustrophobic feeling, like you were talking about, because Nosferatu from last year was like big and lush and gorgeous and
With the CGI, yeah.
so there's no CGI in this movie, which is crazy. Like you're watching it, and my brain kept trying to make it into bad CGI. Like I was watching the movie, I kept trying to I don't know. And then I went and read about it afterwards, and I had to go watch parts of it again to like retrain my brain how to watch it because it was all in camera effects, which is wild.
Which is, I think, why there's everything in the kitchen sink
Yeah.
in there. They were like, what if? Can we put eyeballs in the sky?
Yes,
we
we
can put
can.
eyeballs in the sky. The ring of blue fire is so funny.
That was the only
Yeah,
digital effect.
They just drive through a ring of blue fire. And
Why?
Keanu Reeves
And
is
why?
all of us, though.
So it's in
Keanu
the
Reeves is
book.
like, what was that?
So it's in the book. It's where there's supposed to be treasure, and they're going to go back and dig it up later.
Oh man, totally forgot that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't remember that. Kevin read Dracula recently. It's been several years since I
read it. I read it when it first entered the zeitgeist again in the form
Dracula
of
Daily.
Dracula Daily. Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
So Dracula Daily happened during the pandemic, where you could sign up and you would every day you would get an email. So because the book is told in epistolary format, so everything's a letter or a diary entry or something like that. So you would get whatever that day's diary entry or log
Starts
or
in, like,
whatever
May.
was. You would get it every day in your inbox.
Just fine.
And it turned into this thing. People started memeing about it, and they started like emailing each other about their good friend Jonathan Harker.
Oh my God.
And how they're worried about him.
I was just busy watching Tiger King. I didn't know anything about
Well,
it.
it started out as that, and then it became, now it's a Substack, and they just repeat it every year. They just
Cute.
do it over and over again.
Yeah, I'd be like in bed reading like May 5th. I still haven't eaten yet.
Yeah.
I'm just-
Had the paprika yesterday or whatever.
yeah.
So I read it once when it was doing that during the pandemic, but just in like very slowly.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I read it. And I read it in college in this really, really good class. Shout out to Dr. Minky, who talked a lot about the technology in the book and how it was sort of a reflex against advancing technology and people's fear of it and stuff, which I thought was interesting. But I've read it twice. But I didn't remember the treasure.
It's a small little bit. It's like one line.
That blue flame was very silly.
It's very
It's very silly. A lot of the effects were giving Gone with the Wind, I felt like.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of. It's kind of like Star Wars. There's like tableau paintings that are the background.
I love the way it looks.
I did too. I really did. I mean, it's definitely different than last year's.
Yeah. I mean, both.
But I think
both are good.
I mean, it's just beautiful. Like if you every now and again you pause it, it's just sort of this lush color, or like the
It's fun to watch.
costumes are insane, or whatever. Something.
My favorite in-camera effect is when the train's going and you're like seeing the diary they
And the
actually
smoke.
built like
Yeah.
but they actually built like a 10-foot high like diary to sit in front of the camera so they could run a model train behind it.
And then like because when you're watching it, like when you're coming at it from, I liked that one too. That was one of my favorite ones because you're thinking about it from your now brain.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not nearly as impressive as if you think about what they actually did. Like actual smoke, so it reflects on the page in this huge book that they're using for perspective. I think that's just awesome.
There's a lot of the Indiana Jones like map and the plane flying.
Yeah. The eyes in the sky were noteworthy.
Yes.
Those were amazing.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
The worst Santa Claus.
Or the best, he brings you eternal life.
That's true.
I would like to speak up in defense of Renfield.
I would like to discuss Renfield just generally. So this is great.
So we treat Renfield like he's a madman, and he is, but it's not the fly eating that's what's weird about him, because he's like, I eat it and I absorb his life force, and everyone is like, that's crazy. What do you think you are doing when you eat a steak? Or a carrot?
But it's weird if they're still alive, Lori. I'm not chowing down on a live cow.
And bugs are just gross. Also, what is Renfield's job? Is he just in jail the entire time?
he was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer.
Well, I know, but like for for the vampire, like for Dracula, like what's his job?
He's a familiar, I think. He's a servant.
Like after he gets enthralled?
Well, the entire movie he's in jail. So he's not really doing anything.
So I think he was supposed to be what Jonathan Harker is, but he went nuts. And so he wasn't useful anymore. I think it's my impression.
Gotcha.
Like, so he just became a gibbering idiot, so they had to send somebody else.
I assumed that he was being like employed by him to do something. But
I thought he was his familiar, and once he got to London, he was going to be his do boy.
Yeah, but it seems like that got waylaid or
Like
something.
Guillermo.
Yeah, but he went nuts, so he couldn't do anything.
Well, is he? I don't think he seems crazy.
But he's
He's
not functioning very well.
He's locked up in a cell. What is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
What would you do if someone locked you up in a cell?
Well, what did he do to get locked up in the cell?
Everything he's saying is true. He was talking about how his master was coming and had promised him eternal life, and that's
I
true.
didn't imprison Renfield. Don't yell at me.
Oh, you're defending it. You're like, he must have did something.
Well, the man is not acting like he can.
True or false? A-cab.
He doesn't seem like a man right now who can run his own affairs. Yeah. He doesn't seem like he's doing very well.
But in other versions of the movie or the TV show or the story, like Renfield is like Guillermo. He's doing the bidding.
Yeah. I think he was supposed to be a Guillermo. And it's interesting to me that Dracula is putting so much effort into developing minions. Like, you have to come to Romania. I'm going to put you in a room with my floor sheet girlfriends, and I'm going to keep you here for a month, and then I'm going to send you back, and then I'm going to move into Carmax. And
Carfax.
I know, but it's
Carvana.
Like the horse in Lord of the Rings.
like it's Shadowfax, not Carfax. Get out of my house! Get out!
That's amazing.
Get out of my house!
That's the best mistake I've ever made.
I revoke your invitation.
Carfax.
So Tom Waits is excellent in this, but
He's so good.
it could have been Steve Buscemi. That was a casting what if.
Interesting.
So
Well, they don't say whether Renfield ever actually went to Romania.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't explain enough about him.
I thought that he went and
He came back crazy.
something.
I think he's there for the vibes. He gives crazy vibes. It's
does.
spooky. The jailers have like cages on
Head
their heads.
cages so he can't bite their face.
Yeah, so I Googled that. That was never a thing. It was something that Francis Ford Coppola made up, which I love. So,
It's very atmospheric
oh, yes.
in that insane asylum that is not watertight.
Yeah.
So I forgot that that was Tom Waits, and then when I saw it in the credits or something, or when I was looking at Letterboxd and it reminded me that it was Tom Waits, and I was like, oh yeah, because I remember thinking when he's in his cell and he's screaming, I was like, that little fella has a really powerful voice. And I was
like
just
Rain
like,
Dogs.
I was like, is that actor? Because he's just like, gosh, he's so loud and scary sounding. And then of course it turns out it was Tom Waits. So
In the early 90s, rock stars like to do a little acting. Like Iggy Pop was on Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete,
Yeah.
I remember those
Tom Waits
guys.
was doing a little acting on a couple of songs.
I think he's great in this.
I mean, there's no role better for Tom Waits.
I saw this tidbit on the internet and I just wanted to share it. The earliest reliably dated use of the phrase fucked up appears in the court records of a U.S. Navy court-martial case from 1863. Bram Stoker's Dracula is set in 1897. It would not be anachronistic for your Dracula fanfic to have a character describe Dracula as a very fucked up old man.
With a butt head, a literal butt head.
The three men courting Lucy. I was like, is this Mamma Mia? What?
I love them so much.
Oh my God, Carrie Elwes could get it.
I love them so much. So much. Quincy is the guy.
The Texan?
Yes.
Yep.
He is the guy that I would want protecting me if I was having issues with a demon of the night. Like he's got he's got his redneck mentalities, he's got his gun, he's got his Bowie knife.
Maybe he ended up dead.
He's
he
out
didn't know
there
what to
patrolling.
do.
But he went down swinging. He put a knife into Dracula's heart.
True. He's a demon.
Oh, that was him?
Yes.
I can't, to be honest with you, I can't tell those men apart.
Quincy,
The
I don't
blonde-haired
think you're supposed to.
mustache.
I have man blindness.
I don't think you're supposed to be able to tell them much apart. But Seward was the doctor, Quincy was the Texan, and Carrie Elwes was Carrie Elwes.
Was Lucy's husband.
Yeah. He was one that got picked.
He's not the one I would.
I would have picked Quincy. I would not have picked Seward because he doesn't seem like a very good doctor.
Oh my God, he seems like a terrible doctor.
I think in the book he was a little better.
I don't think there's any good doctors in the 1890s.
Well, psychology was very new. Yeah. So
But even like
doing his best.
even like physical medicine wasn't great either. You can still die of like a foot
His
infection.
asylum is definitely a cruel place. And I mean, I think probably they always are and were, but I remember in the book, Kevin, will you remind me, since you read it recently, I feel like in the book, you don't remember, I feel like he was
better in the book.
He was kinder and more
Yeah.
sympathetic toward his patients.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, he
in the
wanted
book.
to help
Yeah.
them, whereas in this, he seems like Renfield is a science project
Yeah.
he has locked up in a cell. So I would be mad and yelling and eating flies too.
I think
That makes it less scary.
You're like
movie,
justice
though.
for Renfield. I think there's some of that in the book, but they played it up way more in the movie, I think. Because it was a new science and they're trying to make it into a science, I think, psychology and psychiatry and that sort of thing.
And asylums are just creepy. I love asylum genre stuff. That's great.
You can't learn anything. Famously, you cannot learn anything if you are kind to your patients.
Oh, yes. Right. Why would you? Why would you be? They're not people anymore. At that
He just wants a kitten, a nice, sleek one.
What about a big cat?
The carriage driver who picks up Jonathan looks like Lady Gaga and Alexander McQueen outfit.
Yep.
Let's talk costumes. Let's seriously talk costumes for a minute, guys.
Let's do it.
I loved them so much.
The opening scene with his like muscle striated armor.
That
sexy,
is so cool.
Like weird,
So
sexy
cool.
Batman, like muscle Batman.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
It is so good.
It's so good, and it's only in there for like 10 seconds.
And there's
but it's so good.
it's unlike anything I've ever seen. It's so cool.
There was that amazing negligee that Lucy runs around in.
You're going to have to be more specific. Everything she's in is diaphanous.
Yeah.
It is all of it is diaphanous.
There's a lot of titty.
I'm talking about the very red outfit she goes running out into the garden in when she has her very
When she's running
unfortunate
through
encounter with the
Classic
Wolfman.
vampire girly. Yes.
She's running through the garden. There's a 9 Inch Nails video.
It's just
She's like running through the garden.
just sumptuous, you know? And like I read this thing about Mina's outfits, generally about the color green in the movie, but
a lot of green.
so the green is the arousal color in the movie. So like
Oh.
and so Lucy has that awesome green snake dress on in the party where she's hitting on all the dudes and she's like sort of it's very pale green, so she's like sort of playing up for flirtation, and then Lucy's wearing a darker green at some point, and she's wearing a very dark green when she goes to Romania to like find Dracula.
I didn't notice
And he's
that.
a green mist when he comes to like have his way with her.
The only green that I noticed is the dress that she's wearing when she first encounters Dracula out on the street is
Yeah, that's the
so
best.
green that to me it looked like she was Christmas Carol Disney bounding as Kermit.
Yeah.
It's so Kermity.
I like that dress. There was another thing about that dress was that it was a little bit old fashioned for the time the movie was supposed to take place in. So like it was about 10 years out of date, which is supposed to indicate that she can't afford new clothes.
Yeah, because she's a
teacher.
school teacher.
Yeah.
I was like, she said, I'm just a school teacher. And I was like, in that dress?
Are they on summer vacation? Because I didn't see her go to work ever.
Well, in the book, they do go, they summer in Yorkshire in the book. So I guess it is probably.
It is,
around.
yeah, because like it starts in May.
Is summer vacation, was summer break from school a thing?
I have no idea.
How long has there been a school year?
I don't think the kids that like worked in factories went to school, so
I don't know.
there probably wasn't compulsory education. Maybe there was.
But I'm trying to figure out why we never saw her go to work because she's a poor working girl. Was it just not school season?
Well, it was summer break, and then she had a missing husband, and then she did take care of Lucy in the book. That was also part of it. She like stayed with Lucy and took care of her because she started getting sick, and then she had to go find Jonathan, and then she turns into a vampire.
But you could also it's a movie. We also don't see them go to the bathroom, so
it's true.
Yeah.
You take your suspension of disbelief. But also, I think my favorite outfit in this whole movie was Dracula's. So he's wearing this like gold lame.
the gold at the end.
And it's like he's been shipped in a bag of dirt and he's wearing this.
He's bedazzled. You can see his jewels. Oh, also, can we talk about how that is not dirt? That's like slag pit rubble or something. He's like, I emptied out my neighbor's grill into my coffin. Like, it looks like charcoal or something.
Maybe it was a joke the Romanian guys were playing on him. Anyway, he gets shipped in his grill bits. And he emerges in this like
his briquettes.
So it was based on Klimt's The Kiss, apparently, and it was just it was a golden raiment. This man was
so funny.
It wasn't exactly scary. He looked like those like pop-up dolls from the little thing, like because they're wearing the outfit.
Pop-up dolls from the thing because they're wearing the outfit.
Like where you put an outfit on a doll.
No. So like
a paper doll,
like my Labubu in its custom jorts and Hawaiian shirt.
I had these wooden Jack-in-the-Boxes growing up, and they were like the dress was built into it, and like
oh
it
yeah,
popped
okay,
up. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
You know what I meant.
A Jack-in-the-Box.
A Jack-in-the-Box.
Yo, Joe Jack-in-the-Box. Yeah.
A wooden pop-up doll
Got
dress.
In the thing because they wear the clothes. Yep. Let's talk. Speaking of the scenery, let's talk about chewing it. Who chewed more scenery, Gary Oldman or Anthony Hopkins?
I don't know what that means.
No, it just means you're like hamming it up. Like you're just,
Anthony
you're,
Hopkins.
You're
for
being
sure.
real big in your role.
I took
Anthony Hopkins.
Gary Oldman seriously. I thought Anthony Hopkins was doing Goldmember
Like what Anthony Hopkins,
because he's doing
why-
a Dutch accent.
Anthony Hopkins was
Anthony
a totally different movie.
Why isn't he in the asylum? He seems as ridiculous as
Yeah.
Garfield.
So
Yeah.
it was supposed to be Liam Neeson, but because Anthony Hopkins had just won the Oscar, he was like hotter. And also, he's generally a good actor, but I tried to count how many times he says "yeah."
He's supposed to be Dutch, German,
He's
something like
Dutch.
that.
He's
Yeah.
Dutch. Yeah.
I couldn't do one if you asked me to do it right now. But he was also told by Coppola to improv a lot because he wanted that character. Because in the book, that character is very dry. He's just exposition. He's
Yeah.
a doctor. And he's figuring out Dracula as he goes along. So as he learns about Dracula, the reader learns about Dracula. So he wanted this character to be a lot more fun, frankly.
It was fun. I
He's
enjoyed
very
it.
mad
So that's
cat.
why he's like sniffing Mina and dancing around
Oh
with her
my
on the
God.
porch and like.
I enjoyed him, but it's deeply silly.
It's deeply silly, but it's also wonderful.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
It's like the most important thing that ever happened to me is watching him be in this movie. I love it.
We recently rewatched. I hadn't seen Silence of the Lambs in a couple years. It's so good, and he's so good in it.
But Gary Oldman is also doing a lot of Gary Oldman things in his role. I think that I could put him saying, "I never drink wine," as my ringtone and be really happy.
that he delivers that in such a way that it does not feel silly the way it normally does.
Yeah.
Like he has the perfect amount of a pause.
He nails it. He
where
nails
it.
it.
Just sounds
Yeah.
like he's just telling you I don't drink wine.
Yeah.
But there's enough of a pause.
Yeah.
It's like if you know, you know.
Anyway.
Why I don't drink
I never
wine.
drink wine. It's so good.
It is
It's
so good. And when he says, "I've crossed oceans of
Oh, it's so
time
good.
to find you," I was like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
Did y'all listen to the Annie Lennox song?
I did not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The song during the credits at the end of this movie is Annie Lennox singing "The Arms of the Vampire" or something like that, and it is truly amazing.
Oh, interesting.
Are
I
you
highly
thinking of that
recommend-
Sarah McLachlan song?
No,
In the arms.
no, it is an Annie
heard a lot of
Lennox
singing
song.
tonight,
It
sorry.
is an Annie Lennox song, and it is amazing. And you should go listen to it.
I just have like a bunch of unconnected thoughts.
That's kind of where I'm at too. I had a bunch of like good lines that I'd pulled out.
Hey,
and some
let's
Gary
do it.
Oldman things,
I
but we
do-
can move on.
I do want to note that at that party where Lucy is hitting on everybody, Jack trips over a Toonbach rug.
Oh, I saw that, and I was
Polar
like,
bear
why what's the point of that narratively or visually? Just to show that he's kind of a dude.
We've got a polar bear rug.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
Why not?
But he's kind of hapless, and that's who she ends up with, and everybody's like, "What?" I don't
Wait,
know.
no, the doctor?
Oh, I thought it was Arthur.
No, it was the doctor.
It's whoever is Jack.
It's Jack Stewart. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
the doctor.
Never mind then. Yeah. Yeah.
Quincy would never.
Quincy would never.
Gary learned to pitch his voice an octave lower. He went to like a singing teacher and learned to do that.
Thinking that he has kind of generally a higher voice than
Yeah.
Dracula. Oh.
I am the man that what men with breath want to kill or something like
Yeah.
that. So good.
Give us the lines, Amy.
I am the monster that breathing men would kill. I think my favorite lines, though, was when Anthony Hopkins was dancing around going, "A bitch of the devil, wee! A whore of darkness, ha ha ha! The devil's concubine, hey, hey, hey!" It's so amazing.
I want to know why sometimes he looks like a werewolf.
Oh, he has so many looks. And I don't understand
Yeah.
why he doesn't just choose the handsome look.
Yeah, because you can still suck blood
Because
that way.
sometimes he can be three rats in a trench coat. And
Oh,
if you
that's
could,
okay.
if you can, why don't you?
Okay, I guess I get that. I don't
That makes sense
understand
for practical reasons.
being the booby bun, dusty,
Yeah.
whatever it is that he was in the castle.
They said, "Old man, hot man, Batman, wolf man, rat man."
Rat man.
He said, "Yeah, Dracula."
He contains multitudes.
Absinthe is the aphrodisiac of the self.
Oh God.
Of the self?
Of the self.
Huh. Does that mean it makes you want to wank?
I don't know. My other favorite bit was when he said to Jack said to Lucy, "Nothing will ever hurt you," and then he gives her a shot and she goes, "Ow." Juxtaposed with him giving a shot to a man later saying, "This might hurt," and he goes, "Ow."
Oh.
Gaslighting.
That is so subtle.
Gaslighting. This whole movie's about gaslighting. Feminist faves? Or did you have stuff you wanted to do?
Nothing important.
Feminist faves.
You about to hit those papers on the table and you
Who's got
stopped
one?
yourself, didn't you?
Who's got one?
I like that Lucy is just like, I got all these boyfriends. I'm a pick. And then all the boyfriends are like, now we're bros.
Yep.
Okay, so mine is almost immediately undermined, but in the moment, it's so good. When Dracula first comes up to Mina in her Disney-bounding Kermit dress, and he's hassling her on the street, and he's like, oh, I'm new in town. I don't know where anything is. And she says, you may purchase a street atlas for 6 pence. Good day.
But then...
And she says it like that, so I don't want anybody in the UK getting mad at me, because she does sound like that.
But then she does what was almost my misogynist moment, which is where she decides she has to be polite to
She
him.
apologized. It was a real Kimmy Schmidt moment. She was like, I've been rude. No, you weren't.
Well, he's also probably entrancing her a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, I wondered if there was any...
Oh, I forgot to bring this up. This was like a Jupiter ascending.
Oh my God, that's in my notes and I forgot to say it.
Same.
Yes, I have it. Where did I put it?
Does he love her because it's her physical representation, or is it her personality as well?
But is it her? Because
her? Yeah.
she is like, do I know you? And I actually think it's her.
I do think it's her. She has the memories of her.
Which is fascinating. I think that's really cool.
I think unlike Jupiter, I think she actually is the reincarnation, whereas Jupiter was just a genetic twin.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why. That was my soap stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I didn't bring it up. It's later in my notes.
I forgot. I was like, and I didn't write it down because I was like, I'll remember this.
So that's 2 Jupiter sending references. We have legal documents.
Yeah.
Do you love me or do you love my jeans? Did you have a famous favorite?
Mine was Lucy being a badass and having 3 suitors.
I also kind of wrote down, because feminism helps men and women both. I liked that these men were all friends.
They were friends,
and they banded together to help this woman who
is nice.
who they liked.
Yeah.
That they don't compete with each other. They
Yeah.
just want to help her.
I loved it.
That is nice.
Bro trio was one of my very favorite things. And I also wrote down something off of Letterboxd, which was the ultimate modern woman's fantasy is to have a very dramatic illness and be waited on hand and foot by your clique of handsome best guy friends.
Yes, that's true.
Which was great.
And then Anthony Hopkins.
I also couldn't decide.
Anthony Hopkins swings by to smell you.
I couldn't decide where to put this, but Francis Ford Coppola hired a consultant to talk to Sadie and Winona about their sex scenes, basically, because he didn't feel comfortable talking to them about it. Which I thought was kind of a good move. Like
sort of an intimacy coordinator.
Kind of a green flag that he didn't talk to these women about this, though. But he also did some other questionable things.
Yes.
So it got erased.
Yes, there were some questionable
There
things.
were some questionable things. Misogynist moment? Who's got one?
I have 2 candidates.
Okay.
One, and this is stretching a little bit. When Lucy jokes, here I am at 20, practically a hag. And then at one point towards the last act, our Texan gentleman rolls up and goes, whoo, Miss Lucy's hotter than a June bride riding bareback buck naked in the middle of the Sahara.
That was one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Bareback in the Sierra.
Woo, like
Sahara.
Lady Godiva.
So mine is when Mina is a vampire and Van Helsing and her have split off from the bro trio, the Hugo Bros.
Hugo Bros.
And they've left Eric, Kevin, and Steven behind. And they're camping. They're sleeping outside.
Yeah.
Not a good idea. She comes on to him with her vampire wiles, and he immediately buries his face in her boobs.
Yep.
Just immediately. And I'm like, number one, sir, she's a vampire. You're the one who's all head up about killing vampires.
Yep.
Number 2, she's in your care. You're basically her doctor right now. Number 3, she's married to one of your friends. What are you doing?
I mean, I think we're supposed to think she's like entrancing him, but he is ready to be entranced.
I mean, he is all in. He does not even have a moment. Also, I realized that Jonathan Harker is such a nothing burger that I just was like, oh, and he left his 3 friends behind. There were 4. Jonathan was there too.
Yeah.
It's the 3 boyfriends.
That's why my plot
plus
summary
Jonathan.
very specifically said the bros and Jonathan.
He's ill and his hair is turning
He has
gray.
had quite a time.
But
He's had quite a time.
I actually have a soft spot for Jonathan at the end because he's like, let her go.
He's a good dude.
This is the choice that she's made.
and he
She's
trusts her.
she's dealing with this the way she's gonna deal with it. And it's not for me to decide. And I was like, well, I bet your dying friend Quincy wishes you decided that
Yeah.
in England.
Yeah.
But also, I like that he made the right choice to not
Maybe they
control
had
her
to
or
go
punish
through
her.
it. You know, they had to go through that journey to get to where they got.
I'm just saying Quincy might feel differently if he was
He's
alive.
dead.
Yeah, he can't.
I was thinking I would love to watch the sequel where she becomes a vampire and they just like have a little
Oh
kingdom.
my God. Yes.
I was
wanted
rooting for them. Yeah.
to be undead happily ever after.
Oh yeah, we never got back around to. Are we supposed to be rooting for them to be undead or not?
I was definitely rooting for them to be undead.
I believe in their love. I do think he crossed oceans of time, and she was there, and I think it was her.
And it was a Romeo and Juliet thing.
So was Romeo and Juliet. I have that in my notes too.
But he crossed oceans of time to get to her and turn her, and then right at the moment where he's about to turn her, he's like, I can't.
I think that
I like that. What? I think that shows that he genuinely does love her because he's trying to put her well-being before the thing that he has wanted for centuries.
You're not wrong.
Him and Jonathan actually, other than him fucking her friend in front of her and then murdering her friend slowly, other than that, he and Jonathan both actually think of her first. Put her before their needs.
I actually Googled, why does he have sex with Lucy if he loves Mina so much? And the internet is unclear.
Is that how he gets his youth juice?
Well, he sucks her blood to get her youth juice.
Is that how he's
The rape of Lucy is very unclear why that has to happen, other than 90s cinema.
Are we sure it's assault?
Oh, I think so. She's definitely not in a position to consent.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically drugs her. And then,
And she's very upset after.
yeah, I didn't like that scene at all. I did not think it was a good thing to happen to her.
So, some of the scenes with Lucy, I couldn't tell what state of mind she was in.
I mean, he is draining her life force and keeping her in thrall, which to me is the same as drugging someone.
Yeah, like Renfield. Yeah.
Because when she's awake, she's still herself, and she's sick and she wants people to help her. But when she's, under his spell, then she becomes lusty moany girl. And
I am so on Team Dracula that I didn't even notice that it was bad. So
I would not go so far as to say I am Team Dracula.
I am Team Dracula.
I will say, in the 90s, I thought he was very hot. And I was like, I want that. I want someone to be obsessed with me, right? But turns out that's not such a great thing.
Oh, yeah. I think I might have confessed on this podcast before that when I first read Twilight, and I said to my ex-husband, I was like, you don't love me enough to disconnect my car battery. And he was like, that's correct. I don't. I will not disconnect your car battery.
Like
and I've also said that to Kevin, and Kevin's like, I will not disconnect your car battery.
Yeah, because that's toxic. Crap.
0 out of 2 of my husbands have loved me enough to disconnect my car battery to keep me from leaving.
My misogynist moment might be us giving him a pass.
I'm not giving him a pass.
He gets a pass from me.
In the universe we're in, I am shipping him and Mina.
Yeah. I think I like this because this is the first vampire movie where I personally have experienced any sort of humanity in him.
Sure. No, that's great. I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah, no,
of course.
for sure. I mean,
he's very charming and he had a trauma.
The idea that the devil's advocate is the one rooting against Dracula is funny.
That is funny.
Oh, I also wanted
Shadowfax.
I also wanted to mention, so he becomes Dracula just by saying it. He's like, fuck you, God.
Basically, yeah.
That's not how it works.
There would be so many Draculas.
There'd be so many Draculas.
That was an interesting difference from the book, is because in the book, it doesn't really tell you how he becomes Dracula. It just sort of says he dabbles in the black arts. And
I assumed he always was Dracula, or somebody else had bitten him.
I mean, in the book, he it's implied he's Vlad the Impaler, who starts out as a human guy.
Yeah.
In the movie, he is definitively said to be Vlad the Impaler, but in the book, it's like, yeah, he's Vlad, and then he dabbled in the black arts, and now he's Dracula. It's like sort of, you're supposed to assume, I think, he did it to not die or something like that, but in this, it was like, he deliberately cursed himself.
He stabbed a crucifix.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Agency.
And it doesn't take long, so I feel like they give us a reason, but they give it to us quickly, and you're just like, okay, you curse God, you become undead.
Yep.
You're the first. Is he the first vampire?
It seems like it.
My misogynist moment could be a lot of things, but I think I'm going to go with the perennial, your options are to be a succubus or a virgin. Take your pick.
Yeah. It's always the woman's fault.
Yeah, it's like, oh, even though I try to be good, maybe I am bad. You can only be good or bad. You can be succubus or virgin. You can be last girl or not last girl.
You can be the devil's willing concubine.
The devil's concubine.
Or a school teacher.
Yeah. Do we even need to talk about boob talk?
There's so many boobs.
There's so many boobs.
I would like to comment on how Lucy always has one boobie out while she's writhing.
She always has a boobie out.
It's the classic, the left breast rose above the water or whatever it was.
What?
Were we reading a book where like one boob popped up from...
A detached boob?
Yeah, we had a big laugh because it was only the one boob. Where was the other one?
Was it attached to a
I
person?
don't remember.
I've never read
Yes,
a book
it was
in my
attached to a person.
For $1, name a book with a boob in it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
the
I'll figure it
listener
out,
will remember.
But yeah, she has one boob out at all times.
Yeah, famously when people are sick, you got to have the one boob out. It's like when you're too hot, but you don't want to totally get out from under the covers and you do the one leg out from under the blankets. Yeah. Yes. You know what they say? Feed a cold, one boob out for a fever.
I think my favorite boob talk in this movie actually might be when one of the vampire brides grows out of the vagina of the other vampire bride. Did y'all catch that?
Yeah.
No.
Well, and then they're connected by the vagina.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
so
did.
they were,
I was like, are they? What's
they
going on
become
here?
this bizarre two-headed, one vagina vampire bride, but also no shirts.
Also, one
obviously.
of them is Monica Bellucci's first role.
Yes.
Oh, I knew one of those ladies.
Yep.
That might be my favorite boob talk.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them.
4 boobs, 1 lady.
Yep.
Fantastical food.
Just blood.
Mine is when Dracula feeds a baby to his girlfriends.
Oh no! What about that jump cut from
That's what I was going to say.
to the prime rib?
My favorite is when they cut off Lucy's head and it cuts directly from Lucy's head to prime rib landing on the table. It is so funny.
Yeah.
It is amazing. But yeah, generally feeding on the blood of the people around you.
Yeah.
And eating babies.
And apparently they use for some of the blood strawberry jam.
I do love strawberry jam.
Squelchy.
Ew.
Squelches, grape juice.
Smuckers.
Soap stuff. Was there any?
Mina being the possible reincarnation of Elizabeth, or maybe her genetic twin, like in Jupiter Ascending, is exactly what I have in my notes.
I have the Jonathan Mina Dracula love triangle.
Okay.
Everybody loves a love triangle. I also have light 300 candles and sob into the letter from your lover who is sailing across the ocean to her lover who just escaped from imprisonment in a foreign land.
It's too many candles.
Why did he light so many
There
candles?
are so many.
To cry into a letter. And
He loves her so much.
and he's ugly crying because he's in demon form, which is funny.
And he's tears of blood.
Oh, and when he cries, he goes. That's like
He's booby
I don't
crying.
know if we needed to. I don't know if we needed to hear it. It's like they thought we wouldn't know that those were bloody tears if we didn't also hear.
Also, in that scene, he looks like a Buffy vampire.
He does because of the forehead.
The forehead.
My other Buffy connection, Spike is like Dracula because Spike also goes out during the day.
But
Oh.
Angel wouldn't exist without Gary Oldman because he's another of those scholar philosopher vampires, which didn't exist before this movie.
Okay, but I just mean I feel like it's unusual for vampires to go out in the light.
Spike can't walk around in the light.
He is more light resistant than other vampires.
He
in the
does
Buffy
run around
universe.
underneath his
Yes,
his
and
leather jacket.
And he drives his car with
That's
the
true.
black paint on the
That's
windshield,
true.
and he's got little holes scraped in
does.
it. He is canonically more light resistant than the other vampires.
I agree with that.
I think
That's
he maybe
'Cause,
because
like-
he's closer to Dracula.
I believe it. Dracula was in Buffy also.
Oh.
That's right. He did not have such good curls.
Oh.
Oh, my last soap stuff was how Elizabetha is still hot after she flings herself off the top of the
Oh, yeah,
the castle. She just has
not even dirty.
one trickle of blood coming off of her
Not even wet.
mouth. And I feel like the hot death is something you see a lot in soap operas.
That's true.
All right. Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, people. Shadow facts. I'm just saying.
Lord of the Rings, it's a band of ragtag hapless boys traveling to Mordor. Plus, Dracula has those big sky eyeballs like Sauron.
I also think it's Lord of the Rings because Romania has an oppressive fantasy feeling.
Someone on Letterboxd said that Dracula looks like Emperor Palpatine, and so I thought therefore it was Star Wars, but then also it's Star Trek because there's a captain's log
Oh, yeah.
on the Demeter.
True.
Like, dislike, what do we think?
Oh, I love it.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Good vibes.
It's ridiculous.
It's required viewing.
It's a good spooky season watch.
Also, a moment for 1992 Winona Ryder's exquisite beauty.
20 years old.
Her
My God.
skin is just milky porcelain.
Yeah.
I almost could just not pay attention to the movie and just study her face and be like, how is it doing that? Her big, pretty, dark eyes.
Beautiful.
Her bones. She looks like she has little avian bones. She's just really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
And she still is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Good job winning the genetic beauty lottery, Winona
Good
Ryder.
job, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
Have fun on Stranger Things.
Oh my! Did you know that this movie got made because of Winona Ryder?
Oh, yeah. She was like, please make this movie.
Tell me about saying it Winona.
Why not?
Because she's not a Judd, you know?
How do you say it?
Winona?
Oh, is that how you say it?
I always thought it was Winona.
It's kind of
I
like
believe
Caroline or Carolyn.
Which are two different
I'll have to
names.
listen. Somebody,
But they're
somebody,
spelled the same, though.
somebody call in and tell us how to pronounce this.
Winona.
Winona. Anyway, she found the script. She convinced Coppola to do it. She found Reeves. It was all her.
It's her fault. Keanu is her fault.
Well, she wanted Depp. But Keanu was her friend.
Oh.
So when the studio wouldn't say yes to Depp, she asked her very good friend Keanu Reeves.
Is that when they were dating?
Yes.
I wonder if you think it's pronounced Winona because after they broke up, he got
Winona forever.
He got it changed to say Wino forever.
Oh, that's right.
Next time we'll be doing The Tainted Cup,
Tainted Cup.
By Robert Jackson Bennett.
which is exciting.
Which one, a Hugo?
Yeah.
Congratulations to this man.
Just
A fresh
a month
Hugo.
and some change ago.
Yeah. I got to finish it, but I was liking what I was reading.
I read it and I read the sequel.
I have read
Oh,
it
the
and
sequel,
it is,
cool.
and I thought it was great.
I thought it was fine.
Good times, everybody.
So we're done. We just did that episode. Did
Yeah.
you like the book? Yes. Haven't finished it? It's fine.
Yeah, Dracula.
Bye.
Bye.
Hugo girl. Hugo girl. Hugo girl. A hilarious podcast.
La boo boo. La boo boo. La boo boo.
They don't actually have a song, do they?
No.
I don't know. I've heard that audio on the internet. I don't know what it's from.